I'm Tove Kane. Thank you for joining us for your mindfulness moment. We are dealing with some of the core components of mindfulness in this particular series, and thank you so much for sharing these with your friends. Sometimes it's really beneficial to share something that you're learning with others and to enjoy speaking that same language. So in today's concept, I'm sharing with you one of the core components of mindfulness being open awareness. It's another way of saying not being judgmental. The nature of the mind is to be judgmental and to be measuring. So it's not always about being critical or being difficult with other people and being critical in those ways, negative critiquing. But it is very interesting to notice that the mind is in judgment. It's always making comparisons. Something's hotter, colder, brighter, darker. You feel happier, sadder. So it's about contrast. So the mind is often aware of one thing versus another thing. And what's very interesting with mindfulness is when you bring that awareness of the open awareness, in other words, you become a witness to the judgments that you make. It gives you an interesting place to be because you start to extend the gap between the things that you observe and how you interact with them. For example, it could be that the kids are noisy at home, or there's some kind of disturbance, disruption, and your first response is irritation, possibly even anger. Sometimes the frustration of the coronavirus COVID-19 lockdown means that we are literally on top of each other in these households where previously we may have had more space, more time to ourselves. So that is a very human response, that you feel a little trapped. You feel that sense of, I've got to get out of here, I need just some space to be. And what I'm suggesting to you is you can use mindfulness to help you give yourself space in your own mind, space in your own thoughts. So it's like a pausing between the incident as it happens and how you respond to it. And how we do that is by being aware of the judgments as they come up. The mind is immediately racing and judging and comparing. And if you can say, I recognize that the mind is engaged in comparing. Oh, look at that, my mind's measuring. Oh, look at that, my mind's judging. Oh, look at that, my mind's irritated with this disruption, this interruption. And it's very interesting when you do arrive at that level of awareness, because now you, as a witness, can respond differently than you would have had you just erupted, reacted against that stimulus. So the open awareness gives you that gap. And I really hope that helps today, because mindfulness has a great many tools that we can just start to gather up. And I know many of us are doing online courses, we're gathering, we're doing more educating than avoiding the fridge. That has to be said, asking for a friend. We kind of need 2 weeks to get back in shape before we get back to work after the lockdown, don't we? It's one of those things. But mindfulness is a very, very worthwhile tool. And the more that you can fill up your toolbox with these types of concepts, I hope it's the better that your mind will feel. And you can feel like you have a friendlier space to be in your own home, in your own mind. Thank you so much for choosing to be with us in this mindful moment. I'm Tove Kane. Be kind to yourself and those around you.